Hey fisherman, Aqua Duelist here, and today I want to talk about two pretty awesome, just solid cards at Dawn of Majesty that are just really good extenders and or draw power. Like, it's kind of crazy, and honestly I think these cards are just going to kind of go unnoticed for the most part. Although one in particular I think might see a little test play later, here in a little bit, and then the other I think excuse me, could see some sort of testing and play down the road. So, guys, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and put that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Most of my views come from non-subscribers. So yeah, we're going to jump into it. So the first card I want to talk about is Link Apple here. Now, I believe the OCG has had this for quite a little bit. And this card's pretty freaking cool and interesting. So it's a level 1 Fire Cybers monster. So, Salamangreats, Fruit Salad, they could use this card. And just want to quickly kind of note the artwork though. Like, I do like it. Kind of reminds me of like the Tamagotchis. If y'all remember that whole like just fad, those things were kind of cool. It's like a Tamagotchi apple kind of thing. It's pretty cool looking. Like it. But so the effect is you can reveal the Link Apple in your hands, and then you banish face up one face down card in your extra deck, and if it's a Link monster, you special summon the Link Apple. If it's not, you discard Link Apple and you draw a card. So, I mean, Salamangreats can essentially use it and just get a free summon right there. You do have to banish, a card out of the extra deck, which, I mean, for Salamangreats could kind of suck. But, I did play Salamangreats for the first format, once they got the structure deck when they were at full power. And, I think at that point, you really could have gotten away with it. Like, I think the only, I remember at least playing 2-3 copies of all the important cards, so yeah. Like, it's completely fine, I think. But, you get a free summon, so that's cool. But, let's say you're not playing links, or you don't hit a link. You get a nice draw. So right there, this card kind of feels like a Upstart Goblin in a sense. I mean, at least for, that. And I think, automatically, I think this would be great in, dual avatars. Cause I freaking love dual avatars. It's, my favorite deck out of this last year. But, I just think in, a deck that doesn't particularly play links, or, a deck that doesn't need an extra deck, you just load it up, and then, you essentially, just Link Apple. It's a solid, like I said, I think it's kind of like an Upstart Goblin in a sense. I think it's actually really solid right there. But yeah, I just think it's a good card. What's kind of nice is the fact that it's a super rare. So, it does have potential to people actually stop and look at it, because thing is, usually cards that are common just kind of get tossed aside, and people just bulk them. I see it everywhere. People just I don't want my commons or whatever. So yeah, I think it could see some play just because the fact is it's super though. People are definitely gonna at least look at it and test it out, but it is a really good, I think, Upstart Goblin. So depending on how you want to build your deck. Now, second card I want to talk about is called Slower Swallow, and oh man, that first off, I want to say card's got some really gorgeous artwork. It's super good. But it's a level 1 Wind Beast, so Duelist could definitely use this card, honestly. So if there's 2 monsters on the field of the same level, you can special summon it. You can only special summon Slower Swallow once per turn like that, and then if you want, you can tribute the card, and then you can essentially draw 2 cards during your next draw phase instead of 1. So one of one thing I want to point out that's kind of interesting there is going back to the special summon requirement. It strictly just says 2 monsters on the field at the same level. It doesn't say your field or your opponent's field. I think that's kind of interesting right there. So, I mean, it is level 1. You could 1-for-1 it out and just tribute it just to get that, draw 2 in your next draw phase if you really wanted to. But what's interesting though is like it can honestly go in any deck. Realistically. Just because it only takes 2. If there's 2 monsters on the field at the same level, you just get to drop it. So that's kind of cool. Definitely do like that. It's kind of like a little interesting, just special summon. So it's like it's a free extender, honestly. Like that requirement's just not hard to fill. And like I said, it doesn't say your field or your opponent's field. It just, it doesn't state which field. It just says on the field. So yeah, I think it's a really good extender. The tribute to draw 2 during your next draw phase is kind of like, it's kind of okay-ish, I guess. I don't know. But I think this card in particular is just a really solid extender where as Link Apple, I do like it as just kind of like that upstart goblin kind of sense because, I want to play in dual avatars, like, straight up. I think Link Apple is, like, it can be played in, more of a wider variety of decks just as a draw engine, whereas Slower Swallow, I think it can go in any engine or any deck as an extender, not any deck. It can go in a lot of decks as a free extender. And if you really wanted to, you could tribute it for that draw too. Like that's kind of interesting there. But really good extender, and I definitely think Loreless can I definitely see them using that card once the new the new Sport Loreless comes out. So guys, let me know what you think about these two just really great, extenders and little draw power cards. I just like seeing stuff like that. Like it kind of reminds me of a Boa Baboon back in the Raging Tempest Special Edition. If everyone remembers that, like I remember everyone and their mom playing that card for like a hot 5 minutes. It felt like I want to say like a few months. Everyone was playing that card because it was pretty freaking good for the time. Kind of sucks it dropped off as fast as it did, but still, I feel like these two cards could kind of go in that category, and they can definitely see play in niche decks throughout the future. Like I feel like that's definitely something that can happen. Where I think Boba Boon was just one of those cards that was great for the time. So, guys, go ahead, comment any comments y'all have. Don't forget to harpoon that like button if you like this video, and harpoon that subscribe button for more awesome content. Doing 2 videos a week, guys. Might do a third one here and there, but essentially at least doing 2. So, and link in the description down below to my Instagram if you want to check that out. Do post some stuff for the channel there. Get to see some pictures from my fishing trips, some behind the scenes stuff. Get to know me a little better on there, So yeah, guys, I will see y'all in the next video.